This is the east end of Callander Main Street, looking down the gentle curve to the outline of Ben Ledi. The view has changed very little over the past 100 years or so. The houses lining the street are built from the local pudding stone, a nice reddish-brown material, although here and there the stone has been harrowed or painted. Ben Ledi presides over the views to the west, and in some weather conditions it seems just a misty silhouette in the distance, while at others it looks so close it might be right at the end of Main Street. That's usually just before it rains. The A84 trunk road goes through the town, heading to Oban and Fort William and further north. It's busy at times and noisy, but the houses along Main Street have hidden gardens, some running down to the river, where there's plenty of peace and quiet. And there are side streets where you can get away from the busy traffic. The locals know all the shortcuts, either on foot or by bicycle. Another place where you can find peace and quiet is around the meadows, bordering the River Teith. The townspeople used to graze cattle here, but now there are wildflowers growing and paths where you can wander along beside the river. It can be a busy place on holiday weekends, when the car park is full and visitors are sitting on all the benches alongside the Teith, feeding the ducks and swans and pigeons that know when they're on to a good thing. For a chance to wander a bit further, there's the track of the old railway that used to go all the way to Crianlarich and beyond. It was a victim of the beaching cuts in the 1960s, like so many other lines, but now it's a marvellous cycle route. To Strathair if you want a short run, and all the way to Inverness if you fancy a challenge. It's a safe cycle route too, well away from the traffic on the main road. It also provides a level walk from Callander to Kilmahog, with great views of Ben Ledi along the way. Mornings in the Station Road car park, you can usually see groups of walkers getting their boots on, ready to enjoy the many walks around Callander. From short to long distance, from level to steep, there's something for everyone. There are weekly outings for people who want to walk for health reasons, and for more ambitious walkers, Callander has its own rambling club, which meets regularly for strolls, rambles and hill walks, sometimes enjoying local footpaths, and sometimes driving a bit further afield to try somewhere new. Right on our doorstep, so to speak, well, about 3 miles down the road, is Loch Venacher, which offers great fishing and equally great sailing. There's a sailing club with an enthusiastic membership who enjoy racing at weekends and messing about in boats at most other times. And as it's an RYA-approved sailing school, there's training for both young and adult club members who want to learn to sail.
Good afternoon. Come into Roslin Cottage. Would you like to come into the lounge?
Yes, this is lovely. Thank you.
We came to Callander in September 2004 and started up for the business in March 2005. So now we're into our third season. It had been a B&B, but it had been a tired B&B in it. And I'm really glad that Sid was on hand to do all the work and preparing and sorting it all, demolishing it practically to rebuild it again.
We drove by going to Gilhead, and we just saw a B&B for sale, so we can do that.
And here we are. I think it helped that quite a few businesses were changing hands around the time that we were coming in. So the business group and the development trust living next door to Danny, of course, in Myrtle Inn, we were soon aware of Callander 2000 and all the plans for that. So we wanted to be part of the community, so I'll show you this leaflet that the Business Enterprise Groups put together. It's called What's On in Callander, and we have an advert in that, so any visitor coming through into Callander looking for accommodation can pick up the map, and not only does it have our own business, but all of the businesses involved in the Callander Enterprise can have an advert in the What's On. And then from this we were given the notice board the use of the notice board in Ancaster Square, and so we display the businesses' advertising details and all the local community news that we can, where people are walking past and can see what's going on. They're always surprised at how close we are to the town just to walk in through, and we usually encourage people not to go down the main route, the main road. We usually tell them about the walkway, the cycleway at the back, which is a much nicer entrance into Callander than the A84, especially on a rainy day. So it's nice to walk down. And they like the small shops, and they like meeting people, and they find a friendly environment to come back. And usually they're very positive and sharing stories. Having the big table for breakfast time, there's often lots of stories going back and forth. We went there for a meal last night, it was really good. You should try this one. It's good.